why you should join my peptide brokerage instead of starting your own peptide company. Okay, so number one, let's get into why you shouldn't start your own peptide company first. Everybody's doing it. There's probably 10,000 companies up in the past 6 months that are all selling China peptides bullshit. Number two, you do not have brand identity. Let's be honest. 9 out of 10 of you watching this don't have peptide buyers. And when I say don't, like if you have 5 to 15, you don't have buyers. You're just launching a company and hoping that that's going to grow word of mouth. You got nothing. So that's not good. Number three, you have to pay for ads. It gets expensive. Okay, that's the only way you're gonna get some acknowledgement or some notoriety or anything. You gotta pay for ads. That shit gets expensive, and it's gonna take at least 3 months for the ads to start rolling in the data to form. And that's assuming your website is decent, because a lot of you guys don't even know how to make a decent website, or get a decent website, or care to have a decent website. And that's also assuming that your product is good. What is good? Tried and true. At least the COAs are coming from China, and you're not too cheap enough to pay for your own COAs. And that means even if it comes from China and says, hey man, these are good, you still need to pay for your own COAs, which is typically $250, $220, $300, depending where you're going per COA, per SKU. How many SKUs are you gonna sell? 10, 20, 30? So every batch of peptides that you get, or close to every batch, you are spending money on the COAs, you are spending money on the product, and you're spending money on marketing. Okay, cool. So now you're out of pocket a decent amount because you thought it was cool to start a peptide company. And by the way, if your orders get seized, because most people starting peptide companies are broke, you are getting weeded out real quick, and it's happening right now. If your orders start getting seized and you're just doing $5,000 to $10,000 orders, China's not compensating everybody. Maybe you've got a cool vendor and they're doing it, but regardless, you're gonna have to wait. It could take 2 weeks, 2 months, get held up at customs. It could take 3 days. Don't get me wrong, but regardless, you're gonna have some hiccups, some issues, and you're going to have to eat expenses. So these are headaches. All right, these are headaches for the person that's just kind of like getting into it. And even if you have 50 buyers, that's not enough. I didn't launch my own companies until I had like 1,000 reoccurring buyers. Then I know nothing's a risk. Then I know, I have life on easy mode now. I'm gonna launch these companies that's worth the effort. What you should be doing is drop shipping peptides. It is the equivalent to being a kid again, because you don't have responsibilities. You just have to get the buyer. You just have to make them happy in terms of being a good communicator. And then I do the rest. So if somebody pays you $1,000, you go on the website, you go, okay, they've just paid me $1,000 for NAD, Retatrutide, and Glow. Okay, so a few of those. So I'm gonna pay Anthony, it says on the website, $525, you just pocketed $475. It's like that. Or you paid me $475, you pocketed $525. It's those type of margins. And then you roll on to the next deal, and then you get the tracking immediately, the order goes out, you didn't have to do anything, you don't have to hold inventory, I fucking send it out for you, there's no headache, there's nothing. Also, I don't think it's the best idea to have your name going out in China to get shit delivered to you when this is truthfully not the most legal thing. When you're selling Retta and stuff like that, it should be, but it's not. And when things get taken and seized, I think a certain amount of that will put you on a list. Personally, I don't even buy my shit from China. I have a bigger vendor do it, and then they send my China stuff out. Then you have also the opportunity to sell truly made in America, like truly made in Southern California, synthesized here, the best product, night and day difference product. People literally swear by it that use it product. That is significantly more expensive, but still a lot less than the clinics. So you will attract rich people that are sick of getting hosed from the clinics, or just rich people that care about using stuff, along with female buyers. Okay, because females really care what they put in their physique. And then we still sell the China stuff, the South Beach wellness stuff, to the Reddit buyer, the person who doesn't value the quality, person who just doesn't care, who's still a cool guy or girl. So I'm not ripping on them. Truthfully, I'm not. I still use Retta from my China Retta because it's just way cheaper, and I'm running 10 milligrams a week. And when I get to 20, I mean, a vial of my 1776 stuff costs me more than 10 vials in the China stuff. And a vial is 18 milligrams versus 100 milligrams, just to give you a fucking comparison. Okay, so I use Retta from South Beach. You can still be a cool person, don't get me wrong, but I will say this. It is for brokies. It is for brokies, because at the end of the day, I have switched all my use, my MOTS-C, my SS31, my NAD, my glutathione. I have switched everything to 1776. It is that much better. But I always am like, when I open a new bottle, I'm like, because I'm using a lot of this shit. It gets expensive. But that stuff is, if you do not eliminate your buyer pool, you got the fucking rich people, you got the females that care about it, the females with the sugar daddies, all that stuff, and then you have the China buyer. We have both. And you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about any of those things that I stated in the beginning of the video. You can just grow your business. And then once you have 100, 200 buyers on a rotating revolving door. Maybe you want to start your own company. Maybe you get equity in mine. I have a broker that I'm about to give some equity of 1776 to. He's bringing in 30 grand a month. And he's bringing in a really big deal where we might be making 50K per transaction just brokering a deal for my lab. So I treat it like a brokerage. I used to work at a commercial real estate company. I'm not going to name them, but once you work to a certain degree, you start clearing a couple million a year. You get title of partner, right? Whether it's you just get a percent or two of the company, but you get a nice little bonus at the end of the year because they're going to take care of people that make them a lot of money. So this is what my brokerage is. It's just for peptides, not real estate. And it's 10 times better than starting your own bullshit that's going to fizzle out or just stress you out. Be a kid, have limited responsibilities, and make a lot of money. It's what I did for the first 4 years of my, my ascension to making money. This is the first, it's been 12 months, a little longer now. It's been like 14, 15 months. In the first 14, 15 months, I launched my own companies. I have no regrets.